So for those of us that are driving a lot or sitting at a desk day in and day out, what can we do for our bodies, for our heads, our necks, our shoulders, our arms, our hands, our wrists, even our legs, right? Our hips, all those places that we can notice get stiff, whether driving or at a desk. And so just invite you to join me in these next couple of minutes. I'm going to keep it under 20 minutes just because we need those doable things. And then in the days and weeks to come, I'll be shooting out some 2-minute videos, 30-second videos, 5-minute video exercises, all the kinds of things that we can do in a break. And while we're spending our days on Zoom, what to do for our eyes, our minds, our hearts, our bodies, our breath. All right, so we're gonna do today's practice sitting, and I want you to notice your sit bones, your tush, and bring it to that middle place in your chair. And then bring the soles of your feet about hips distance apart. Fabulous. And press down the soles of your feet on the floor. Bring the palms of your hands to your knees and roll your shoulders down your back, lift through the top of your head. And whether you leave your eyes open or you close them, just begin to notice breath and body. Yeah, if you're driving, don't close your eyes. But yeah, just begin to notice. Without changing or altering anything, just begin to notice your body. Notice what it feels like, even to be in your body. Notice sensation, or even the lack of sensation. And just be present to yourself as you are and how you are. Noticing the breath moving in and out and through your body. And as you take these moments of awareness, notice those achy points, those points that are tight, and take some breath. Lengthen your breath, whatever that means for you in this moment. Lengthening your breath. And perhaps bringing mental body to a statement that's meaningful to you. One can be breathing in, I know I'm breathing in, and breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. You can shorten that phrase and just say breathing in and breathing out, and you can shorten it even more by just saying in and out. Or perhaps you pick your own phrase, something that's meaningful to you. I am present, I am here. Again, noticing the top of your head, the soles of your feet, the palms of your hands. Lengthening breath. And then starting with the awareness that's in neck and head. Perhaps you begin to move neck and head. Maybe it's an ear to a shoulder, back to center, an ear to shoulder. Yeah, maybe it's doing more of a circle and going in both directions. Or it could even be chin to shoulder, back through heart center and chin to shoulder. And just notice if there's a preference for you. And notice the stretch and the sensation. And maybe even linger in one space. And move head around in that one space. And breathe. And move and breathe. And then even continuing with body, begin to create that sense of awareness flowing from head, neck, down to your shoulders. Yeah, and maybe begin to do some circles with your shoulders, going in one direction. And pausing and going in the opposite direction. And another movement you can work into is coming up and then going down, and up and down. And you can bring this to your breath. Inhale and hold, and then exhale. Release breath and release body. And some of that is learning to bring intentional tension into your body and then releasing it. So let's do that together. Inhale, shoulders up, hold. Hold breath, hold body, and then with a ha, exhale and release. And do that a couple of times at your pace. Yeah. We're going to continue with the frame of our body. We're going to go with our torso. And so continuing with the palms of our hands on our knees, lifting through the top of our head. Just begin to do a circle with your torso, going in one direction, and pausing and going in the opposite direction. And you can make this as wide as you want, or as close to center as you want. And just take that movement in. And then coming back to center and stillness, we're going to do some more movement with the torso, but connecting tailbone all the way up. And here's where you are the expert of your body. You need to know your back, your spine, your neck. And so always listening to your own body and what movements might hurt. And obviously we come to the edge of stretch, but not pain. And so paying attention to your body, but bring your attention to your tailbone. Maybe even bring your hands to your tailbone. And just even give some maybe gentle massage there. Rub that lower back. Breathe, lengthen breath. Focus that breath all the way down into your body. Long inhale. Push out the exhale. And then lifting that tailbone, bringing your body forward, head and neck and gaze goes up. And then exhale, tucking that tailbone, rounding that back. Shoulders come forward, chin drops. And this is seated cat-cow. And going back and forth, always starting the movement with your tailbone, neck, and head always arriving last. And giving yourself some of that movement. Breathing in, breathing out. And just waking up your body. Stretching, moving, breathing, being present to it as you can, how you can. And maybe you even go faster and do faster with breath. Or you do it really slow. Noticing what your body needs here, now, in this moment. The other thing that's really good for the torso and the upper body are some twists. Again, knowing your spine, your neck, your head, and what your body can do, but really being aware of that twisting space. And so you can just do it simply by bringing hand across midline and taking a stretch, bringing gaze behind shoulder, and do it here. You know, when I'm driving, I'll just even sometimes do this and do that, right? Another big way to do it if you're sitting and you have the space is inhaling, arms up, palms meet overhead, lift and lengthen. Feel that extra length. Breathe in. Big breath in. Then exhale. Again, crossing midline and taking the stretch here. And then windmilling arms coming up. Again, taking that middle stretch up and then exhaling and going to the opposite side. And then coming back through center, lift, inhale, big breath in. Exhale, arms come down. Really reach those arms out. Stretch fingertips, arms, and And just check in with your body already, from the top of your head to the soles of your feet, and notice. Then we're going to work with hands and arms and just begin to wiggle fingers. Open and close hands. Maybe you hold them really wide open or close them in a fist, but just open and close. And even bring some movement into the wrists, yeah, whether it's sloughing off, whatever movement. And then just make it even more and more. And let that movement come into your arms and make it more and more. And just keep the movement going more. And breathe and move. Yeah, and you can get silly. Absolutely. Absolutely. And even bring your legs into this. Absolutely. And then this is going out to the sides, but then you can go up and down. And do that a couple times. Up and down. And move that breath and move the body. And keep it moving like you're pumping. You're pumping your body. You're moving and you're breathing. Yeah. And then out and in. And out and in. And out and in. And out and in. Yeah. And just making even that more rapid. And bringing this movement into body, into breath. Waking the body up. Whether you've been sitting for hours or driving for hours, just waking that body up and moving your body. Yeah. Come back to center, come back to stillness. Notice. That's this upper body that we've worked. But now what about the lower body? Well, some of this you can't do when you're driving, but I've done some, right? Just even pointing and flexing feet. Right? And so right foot, if you're driving, is on the gas pedal, but you can extend left leg straight out and flex your foot. Point those toes up. Push through the heel and bring that lengthening into that leg. And stretch and breathe. And point and flex. And point and flex. And even do some circles. Yes, with the leg, with the ankle. Just get some movement into your lower body. And sometimes, especially if it's a long drive, or if I'm on the highway, I'll put cruise control on because my right leg, my right ankle, it needs something. And so if it's safe, if I'm driving, or certainly if I've been at my desk all day, I'll extend, put cruise control on if I'm in the car, or if I'm sitting at my desk. I'll do the same with my right foot. And again, pushing through the heel, extend right leg straight out in front of you. Yeah, and push and point and flex and point and flex. And do some circles there. With ankle going in one direction, pausing and going in the opposite direction. And just moving your body. Moving that lower leg. Yeah. Bring both soles of your feet back to the ground. And there are more exercises to do with the lower body, especially if you're not driving. Taking a moment even to not be sitting and moving that lower body. But what do you do when you're sitting? And you can lift, inhale and lift the sole of your foot up off the floor and just bring it to the side and lift even further. No, this wouldn't be in the car. This would be more at your desk.
Right.
And just do some movement. But you know, in your car too, you can make your inner legs a little wider. And just take that width. I'll say, like, and even on this trip, I'm going to be stopping at some rest stops. And just even when you stop at a rest stop, even holding onto your car if you need it for balance, but going up to all 10 toes and then down to the soles of your feet. It's about movement, right? And breaking up what feels stagnant or achy. And so coming up to all 10 toes and then down. And all 10 toes and down. Yeah. And again, just take some longer breaths, come back to center, back to stillness, back to your phrase that you were using, Hands on your knees, shoulders down your back, lifting through the top of your head. And just take some longer breaths here. And check in with your body, check in with your breath, and check in with your being. From the top of your head to the soles of your feet, and just notice. Notice neck, head, shoulders, torso, hips, back, knees, shins, calves, ankles, feet, heels, toes. Just check in with your body, and even learning how to be present to yourself. Cultivating that relationship with your body that you know what you need in this moment. And even take a breath cycle around that statement and form it into a question. What do I need in this moment? And allow that awareness to come to you. It's okay, whatever it is. It could just be, I need to go to the bathroom, whatever it is. And then the action step to that need is very easy. Pull over and go to the bathroom. Get up from your desk and go to the bathroom. But how many times are we unaware of what our body needs? Maybe you need a glass of water. Maybe you need a snack. Maybe you need a moment to be tender with yourself. Maybe you're anxious about something at work or on the road or where you're heading. And you need to give some room and some tenderness and compassion and nurture the inner self, not just the body. And just take a moment to be present to yourself, cultivating that relationship with your body, allowing awareness to be a touch point. And growing in that. Sometimes it can be really intimidating to allow awareness of sensation or the lack of sensation in our bodies, in our hearts, our minds, our beings. And so just be gentle with yourself and walk that edge. Walk that edge. Almost like it would be an outdoor water spigot when you're touching sensation in your body. Sometimes we can get flooded by emotion or sensation. And so I imagine in my mind this outdoor water spigot, and I even extend my hand and I extend my arm and put my hand on that outdoor water spigot. And I control the flow of sensation, saying, okay, that might be too much for this moment. I acknowledge it and I'll come back to it later. Right? But you can navigate the flow of sensation, lack of sensation, and that awareness into such a way that you're building those building blocks of relationship with yourself, and you're taking care of yourself in all these beautiful ways, meaningful ways. And so let's come back to that question. What do I need in this moment? Maybe it can even be, what do I want in this moment? I don't know gets to be a really legitimate answer, but take a longer breath here and then release it. And we're gonna complete our time together today with a few falling out breaths. And that is exactly as it sounds, just breathing in through the nose, holding breath for a moment, and then with the sound of ha, releasing. And even do that a couple more times. And inhale, and then exhale, release. And maybe even make it louder. Right? Let some sound, let some noise come out. Right? Whatever you need in this moment. Whatever you need in this moment. Move your bodies, move your breath, and be present. Be. Being, moving, breathing, getting to experience yourself and making all the miles of our lives matter. Whether we're in the car or we're walking, whatever you're doing, just making all those moments matter.